Hello, photographers, designers, and other creative freelancers. Welcome to Coaching for Creatives. Today we are going to talk about raving fans. My question and curiosity for you is, do you have raving fans in your creative business? I'm McKay. I'm the founder of Business of Creativity, and I'm your host for Coaching for Creatives. And this episode, we're going to talk about what is a raving fan, why do they matter, and how do you get more of them? First of all, what is a raving fan? A raving fan is someone who can be a past client. They could be friends and family. They could be people that you've networked with. They could be other colleagues or peers that might be in the same industry. A raving fan is really someone who is loud and proud about who you are and what you do. They talk about you in all conversations. They tag you in new opportunities on social media for posts that come up. They share their experience and their outcomes. They talk about mostly the experience and the feeling of working with you. They don't even have to be past clients. They can be people who just know about your worth ethics, the values and the core beliefs that you bring to things. Raving fans are people who are active and vocal and sharing who you are in the world. Can be in the form of referrals, can be in the form of social media tags, could be in the form of testimonials, Google reviews, pats on the backs, casual conversations. And we all know the value in getting really good quality referrals in our business. Referrals are one of the easiest, greatest ways to be able to generate new clients and new business. How can we get more raving fans that can lead to more referrals and growing our network of possible clients? We call those prospects. How do we actually create raving fans? One thing that you can do to create raving fans is just to be really good at what you do, to create a positive experience beyond just the deliverables. Think about this as like the doctor. We're going to use doctors as a metaphor here or as an example. One of the things that some people think about when they think about doctors is bedside manners. A doctor can be incredibly skilled and incredibly apt at what they do. They can be very precise, very scientific, very clinical and technical. They can be excellent at their job and can be very unpleasant to be around, and they might not deliver information in a way that has emotional and connection or emotional intelligence to it. They might have a poor bedside manner. They might be avoiding being personal with people and keeping things very clinical and separated. So for you in your business, what is your bedside manner? What is your client interaction like? How do you engage with people in your community, in your world? Do you bring your true authentic self? Do you connect with people with genuine curiosity? In your proposals and conversations, do you use people's first name? Do you say things like you and your company? Do you personalize your estimates? Do you reach out to say thank you? Do you express gratitude? Do you celebrate your wins and successes with people? All of these things helps people feel included, important, seen, heard, connected to. And if you are a raving fan about a brand or a product, it's because you've had a positive experience of using it yourself or engaging with it yourself. A lot of times our positive experience comes not even from the delivery of the service, because that's like the baseline, that's what we expect as the bare minimum, but our raving fandom comes from when it exceeds our expectations, when we get more than what we thought we were going to get, when they over deliver in some capacity, or they make us feel special and connected to and like we matter. Comment on what kinds of things have turned you into a raving fan. Where do you find that the tipping point comes from just being a satisfied client to being, oh my gosh, you really got to try this? And often it's in the feeling that we have been seen and heard, that we've had something exceptional or beyond our expectations. Take a moment and look at your photography or your design business and think about how can you exceed expectations. When I was a wedding photographer, one of the things that I would do is in my own back of house, in my mind, when I was designing a wedding package, I would always include things that I knew was going to make a really big difference. One of my favorite things to include was an actual wall portrait, already printed canvas that was framed, that was ready to hang, that was usually my artistic choice, my favorite image, my portrait of the bride and groom that I thought best represented them and their love. And I would include that in the package, but I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them that they were going to be getting that. I would just deliver it as a way to exceed their expectations, as a way to help them feel special and unique, to say, hey, I appreciated working with you and you matter to me and I want to give you something extra. I want to go above and beyond your expectations. We can include things like that on purpose. We can design it in the background as a way of creating intentionally raving fans. Another way that you can start creating raving fans is making it easier for people to leave feedback or leave a review. When was the last time that you asked for a recommendation on LinkedIn? When was the last time you asked for a Google review on your Google My Business page? These are places where people who really love and adore you can tell the whole world about their experience in a way that's very public and that can be leveraged to help other people make good and solid decisions. I encourage you, maybe you want to include a link to your Google My Business profile to be able to leave you a Google review. Maybe you want to include a link to that in your email signature. Maybe you want to have a little call to action at the bottom of your email signature that says, hey, if you have something to share, I'd love to hear some feedback on your experience of working with me. Collecting testimonials and case studies. This is another way for you to encourage people to reconnect to the positive experiences that they have had with you, and to be able to, in their own words, start to share some of their excitement and their experience. Raving fans are people who have no incentive to necessarily refer you, but they just think that you are awesome. Greg is here with us live, and he offers, sorry, I'm just reading here, is that the trick is to do that without giving away something that makes you money. Add value and don't give away services. Okay, great point. One of the things about including this print, that print had a cost to it for sure. It's a couple of $100s to get a canvas print and to get it framed. However, I include the cost of that in my calculation of the package. They're paying for it. I just don't tell them that it's included in the package. I just deliver it. If you're gonna give something away that makes money, bury it in the price, include it in your calculation of what you're gonna charge for the project. And even if you're gonna give away something that isn't necessarily your own services, if you want to over deliver, sometimes that just means spending an extra 15 minutes with them. Or sometimes it can be a spontaneous act of generosity that helps you to exceed expectations. Most of the time, the place that really connects with people and turns people into raving fans is when you show up authentically in how you deliver and interact. It's how you show up on your emails. Are you acknowledging them individually and uniquely? You know what it feels like when you're treated like just a number or just another cog in the wheel or just another whatever in whenever you hire anyone. How can you make sure that you are personalizing and really connecting and building those relationships with people? Use first names, use you, personalize all of your proposals, read through your emails and check your tone with it to make sure that you're creating a lasting impression and a lasting experience for them that they're going to carry forward. These are all different ideas and different ways that you can create some raving fans for your business. And hopefully this has been inspiring for you. I'd love to hear from you what kinds of things you already do or what kinds of things that you are going to try after listening to this video. If you would like to leave me a review, I will leave you a link to click where you can go ahead and leave a Google review that you can talk about the value of coaching for creatives. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, the best way to become a raving fan for me is to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to like and comment on the videos. That's the best way for you as a raving fan to support me as a business who supports other creatives. Awesome. And then as rising tides, we're going to lift all boats. Thank you so much for joining me today for Coaching for Creatives. I'm Ora McKay. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you here next time.